Hi, I'm Jenny McFarland with the Tucson Audubon Society. Each year, we coordinate the Tucson Bird Count, where over 100 citizen science volunteers help us count the birds of the Tucson Valley as well as Saguaro National Park. Now let's meet one of the founders of the Tucson Bird Count, Mike Rosenzweig.
A graduate student of mine, Will Turner, lived about a mile away from us. We always had Gambel's quail, and he never had one, and he didn't understand why. And the two of us got to talking, and we said, wouldn't it be really nice if we began to understand what it was about urban habitats that led to successful populations of wild species?
Tucson Bird Count is a project that involves hundreds of citizen scientists that live in Tucson to do an annual survey of birds. The survey sites range from some pristine habitat in Saguaro National Park to all the way in the very center of urban Tucson, like where I'm standing.
During the point counts, we'll drive to one of our 10 or 12 locations, stop for 5 minutes. During that time, we're listening and watching for birds. I'm taking a look. Dorian's recording for me.
We want to know the habitat preference of many different species of birds in this region. Then it allows us to take actions to build more habitat for these birds.
Tucson is the perfect place to do this study. You have a large urban center surrounded by wilderness. Both to the east and the west, you have Saguaro National Park coming right up to the city edge, and that lets us compare where birds are in the city to where they are out here in the natural habitat.
We know that wild areas have many, many more species.
But the city actually has almost the same amount of abundance of birds. There are just a fewer species.
If you were to catch all those birds in the city and weigh them, they'd weigh more than the ones in the national park.
Right now we're at an urban edge of a neighborhood. The diversity is very high, and if we create more of these bird-friendly areas, we'll have more corridors for bringing birds in from these edges more into town.
Places like we're standing in right now, which are fabulous places, and that's Saguaro National Park, have helped to stem the tide of extinction in the last century, and they will continue to do it, and I love them. But beyond that, we're going to need to supplement them.
The Tucson Bird Count helps us understand the changes that are happening in Tucson, and it helps us make good decisions about how to share our urban space with native birds.
The results we have can allow us to even make Tucson a better habitat for more diversity, more wild birds, to make it even a better habitat for all, and not just for human beings.
Thank you for watching, and thank you to Saguaro National Park for being such a great partner from the very beginning of the Tucson Bird Count. And remember, it's easy to invite birds into your yard with bird-friendly landscaping.